Welcome to the artwork of CP, you guys. Man, this has been an interesting week, but the reason why we came on, we're actually pushing one episode back, which we finally, thank you, Danielle, for coming up with a recording schedule. We finally added it to the calendar. So, unless something catastrophic happens, we will be recording every single Saturday. You guys will probably hear it on Saturdays, and if I have the time to send it to Danielle, which I will, and the no, correction, correction. She's always correcting. She happens to be my BFF, guys. So she can do she can absolutely correct me. So correction. Backtrack, waiting backtrack. I will be sending it to her on Saturdays. It will be coming out on Sundays. So yeah, that's the backtrack of corrections. So we have decided, unless something catastrophic happens, or we just can't make it, to record every single Saturday, 9 a.m. Arizona time, 8 a.m. Aspen time, because Aspen is okay. You guys, I don't get Arizona's time zone. 10, yes, 10. 9 a.m. Arizona time, 10 a.m. Aspen time. I obviously don't get Arizona's wonky timing because, fun fact, for those of you that don't know, Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time. So I'm stuck. Wynn is stuck in between two time zones, two time zones, because when the rest of the world does daylight savings time, I go to Pacific Standard Time. So I don't know what time zone I'm in. I know I'm in some sort of mountain time zone right now, and then when you guys go to daylight savings time, I go to Pacific Standard Time, and that's what makes me confused. It's made me confused for the past year, and I knew about it before I came down here, but it's still confusing. Why Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time, I don't know, and it's confusing. It's confusing. And what also makes it confusing is that I typically work on Eastern Standard Time. So between all the time zones, yeah. And Danielle's in the one time zone. I have a bunch of people in my family included in Eastern Standard Time, and I'm stuck in the middle of Arizona no daylight savings. Well, anyway, back in now you're like, why is the story of daylight savings time? And I'm going to get to that in a minute. Back in May, or it must have been May or June, I can't remember. I had a neurology appointment. Yes, I'm going back to neurology as an adult. And on Wednesday, this is why I said it's been a little bit of an interesting week. On Wednesday, I went to get a lovely MRI, which I'm really, really proud of myself for not doing the take the sedatives route and calm your muscles because with CP, I Danielle and I don't know how severe Danielle's muscle spasms are. Oh, I don't think I ever asked her that. But Danielle and I, as part of CP, yes, you do get muscle spasms. So they said the MRI, which was Banner Imaging down in Phoenix, Arizona, and number one, if you ever go to the Mayo Clinic, you guys, in Scottsdale, Arizona, which is Phoenix, Phoenix slash Scottsdale, they're phenomenal too. So we have good medical care down here, and that's one of the reasons why I moved. But that said, I decided to let CP run its course in the MRI because I didn't want to take the muscle relaxers, get in the MRI, have the imaging all screwed up because they were imaging my brain, because they just want a baseline MRI, nothing, I repeat, scale. A baseline is baseline is baseline. They need to know where to start somewhere. They need to know where to start. So nothing scary. It's just a baseline MRI. I have to tell myself that CP is old, and they just want a baseline MRI to see where they begin with. And they asked me before they scheduled the MRI, they said, well, have you ever considered muscle relaxers for the CP in general? And I said, absolutely not. I won't take muscle relaxers. So when the imaging place, I said to the imaging place, I said to Banner Imaging, me being me, as you guys know, will say this stuff very bluntly. I will say, I have a disability that makes me jump half a foot at loud noises. And so they go, well, call your doctor to get the sedative. I'm like, yeah. So I spent practically all day dealing with that. And then I land up picking up the sedatives the day of the MRI, deciding to let CP go. So basically, my point being here is you guys, those of you that can, and those of you that have support to fight the MRI people, or fight any doctor, because they may not understand that and yes, you can research basically anything on YouTube. Basically, you can research anything on YouTube. And someone said to me in private, they said, Wynn, why don't you research the MRI process so your body can, not only so that you can understand, so your body can understand the noises of what's going on in the MRI. So when you get in there and you hear woodpecker, because that's what it sounds like, because there's a clicking noise, and it's a woodpecker. It's actually taking pictures. And so when you get in there and hear this noise, you don't jump half a foot but that helped a lot. But at the same time, it didn't help a lot because my poor feet at the end had muscle cramps, because the way the MRI is laid out, you as the individual get in the MRI, but your feet don't. So your feet are sticking out one end, you're in the other end, and so you're in the top of the MRI, but And this was a closed MRI, which some people do better with open MRIs, but they say that the imaging isn't great coming out of an open MRI. So that's why a lot of these doctors do closed MRIs. And I was lucky enough to not only have my body prepared for the MRI, don't ask, but I was lucky enough with alternative medicine and yoga to have my body prepared to set my body up for success. So basically, what my point being here is, and my point being is when the doctors say, well, go get sedatives for your body, you go get sedatives and then you fight the doctors not to use sedatives. I am not the type of person that will take a morphine drip. I'm one of those types too that will kick herself out of the hospital after 24 hours after having a second back surgery. And so it's like I will not do the heavy medicines. I will certainly not do the heavy medicines when I am going for MRI of the brain. That is not me. That is just not me. So it's been an interesting week. And yes, I go back on September 22nd to read the MRI and do all that and get a baseline plan of what neurology wants to do with me. And it will be interesting to see where CP lies in my brain. I don't even know. I don't even know, you guys, where CP lies in my brain, and that's why I got a baseline MRI, because I know it's on the left side. I know the left side is more impacted, but I don't even know what lies in the brain hemisphere, but that's soon to be determined, and soon I'll find that out and let you guys know, I guess. I mean, this has been a wild moving down here. It's been a wild journey health-wise and a wild journey when personally wise. I mean, it's been a wild, wild journey, and you just end up seeing the wildness of it, because I tell you. But and the second PSA I have, and then we're gonna let you guys go because short and to the point. The second PSA, as everyone goes back to school, for those of you who already went back to school, Arizona, thank you very much. Arizona has already gone back to school because of the heat and because of Arizona's just Arizona. And so most schools go back after Labor Day. At least that's what we did when I was growing up. And so this is a PSA for going back to school or Christmas time PSA. Yes, I mentioned Christmas. And so basically what will end up happening is that you get all these cute bags for the teachers, and then you forget the parapros. You forget the aides that are helping the kids. Your kids, in particular, they have a special need, autism, CP, whatever their special need is, can we please just remember the aides who are slaving away, typically one on one if you're very lucky. Could we please not forget the aides here, because um, without the aides, and I was lucky enough to have teachers who had previous training in special ed. I know this because I asked them. I asked them many years later, did you have training in special ed? And they go, yes, I did, before I met you. So, and you were the easiest case I ever worked with, because of, I was lucky enough to have a one-on-one aide who, through all my school, elementary school and high school, and yeah, then I got the one-on-one tutors in college, which college is another whole story in itself. But don't forget the one-on-one aides who people forget, people remember the teachers for the back to school nights, or remember the teachers at Christmas. Just stick something in there for the, and you might want to probe the one-on-one aid if the child can't do it, to ask them what is their favorite thing. I have already told one person in my life, and I got idea, but for Christmas anyway. But I should give it to her randomly, but I can't. So for Christmas, but we need to start probing these one-on-one aids to figure out what they really like. And maybe it's massage, maybe it's a Starbucks gift card, and you guys need to start probing me and probing Danielle to figure out what we really like, because you can randomly probe at me and randomly, well, you can randomly text me and randomly write me, and write me as far as email, write me as far as notes too. Danielle will give you my address. My address is public, and so I accept fan mail. I accept fan mail, and I accept bills too, but I accept fan mail. And so you guys have to start probing people, especially aides and especially teachers, to figure out what they really like. Because for those of you who are new, and for those of you who are not OGs to this podcast, OGs being old listeners and been around for a while, you may not know I was in education for 13 years. I was in education, and yes, I got handed a bottle of wine. And yes, I got handed the gift cards, and yes, I got handed the mugs. Forget the mugs. Go with the gift cards for food, people. Go figure out what these teachers and aides and Danielle and I really like, and go with what we want. I mean, you might have to ask in November if your kids have already gone back to school. If your kids have already gone back to school and you're doing now the Christmas gifts for the teachers and the aides, you may just have to write the aide a little bit of a note in the communications log, thank you very much, and say, how can I help with, how can I help? I mean, I've given people gift cards, I've given people cash, I've given people Visa gift cards, which they would think about. And I've given, yeah. So you're going to have to start probing these teachers and probing these aides. I mean, you can't just put, in 2020 was a rough year on all of us, but you can't just stick things in the bag anymore and think the teachers like that. They will probably thank you for the bag and open it up and toss it in the trash can. At least that's what I would do. Now, if there was a gift card that I really enjoyed and people asked me beforehand, I would not throw the gift card in the trash can. I would use the gift card in the fact I have two of them sitting on my desk and I need to go use them. But that's another long story in itself, why I have two gift cards sitting on my desk and I need to go use them. But I think that it's going to be interesting as we come out of the year of 2020 and 2020 that was, and yeah, but it's going to be interesting. And for those of you that don't know, let's just hope, because Danielle knows this, and I think you guys should know this. Let's just hope that I have a really bad case of PMS and not the C word again, not the C word again, mind you. Mind you, I went and took a test for the C word yesterday, so I'm waiting on the results because hopefully I have a really bad case of PMS that, and I know this is too much TMI for you guys, but I might as well let you guys know what's going on in real time here. But it's hopefully I have a really bad case of PMS that to stop me in my tracks, because I know there was a person sick in my community on Monday, but he had a common cold, but I'm just taking all precautionary measures. So hopefully it's a common women issue thing and not the C word, because I got the C word back in January, as you guys know, and that was the whole thing, and hopefully it's not the C word again. So yes, I took a test yesterday and just waiting for the results. And because people wanted me to take the at home C word test, at home C word icky C word test. But and for those of you that don't understand what I'm saying, yes, coronavirus test. And so again, and so people wanted me to take the at home version, but the at home version gives people in general, including myself, sometimes false negatives. And it will say you're negative, and then you go on with your day, and then the PCR will turn out positive. So I'm like, okay, forget the at home COVID test. I'm just going to get a PCR. So I did that yesterday, and hopefully it's just a bad case of PMS that we can just carry on with them. But I am wearing a mask. I will be wearing a mask when I go out, and I'm taking all precautionary measures that I can, but hopefully it's a nice case of PMS that I'm dealing with. Oh, lovely. CP and sickness. Lovely. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know if I'm a little bit off the planet. That is why. but hopefully it's a nice case of PMS that I'm dealing with. PMS is not contagious, it's just one of those things we have to deal with as a woman. It's but yeah, because so that's why I say it's been an interesting week. But we're going to let you guys go and yeah, before we do more, yeah, we know that net is yes, yes, you did. Yes, you did, and I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I don't know if you guys heard last week's episode. Danielle stuck herself. Danielle, which she always does, she sticks herself on the occasion, and she's laughing at me because she knows my next comment. She sticks herself against able-bodied actors, and she 9 times out of 10 makes it. But when you stick yourself against able-bodied actors, that presents a whole different challenge in itself because you have the CP, and so I'm happy that she made it, and hopefully I get to see video of it because now I'm really jealous that I can't hug you and I can't go see it, but that's okay. Maybe I'll get to see video, but maybe I'll get to be lucky enough to see video. But being stuck in Arizona has its benefits, but also its drawbacks. And one of them is I miss my BFF extremely. And even though that's why I had to go take a mental health break in Aspen, I had to figure out my life down here and give Danielle a million hugs. And so we did that. And hopefully I get to do it again next summer, which yeah, we're working on that right now. We're working on that right now, but with the way my life is going, hopefully that someone will be nice enough to turn around and say, when, how can I help? How can I help? And hopefully that will work itself out. And hopefully I don't have to be here as much as I was planning on. I'm still working on that. And so hopefully people will start probing and seeing what I really like. I'm throwing this out there. They do have airline gift certificates. You people who truly know me, if I can get aid to travel with me, that would you. They do have airline gift certificates. So just saying, they do have airline gift certificates, and so I am hopeful that it's going to work out, and we'll see. And I might be going to Pond Fest again in January this time. I haven't really decided because of all this stuff that came up in Aspen, and my life is better, but at the same time, because I don't have a live-in aid slash roommate, we yeah, that's going to be interesting how I travel, but we'll work on that. And I'm just putting that out to the universe that if you really want to get me something I really enjoy, give me an airline ticket. Give me an airline ticket. I will give me the ways to get an airline ticket. And so if you really want to get to my heart, give me food or give me an airline ticket. But as I said, just don't give me a 10-hour road trip, and give me a 10-hour road trip with someone that actually loves me and actually wants to support me. That was an interesting thing in itself, and we'll get into starting next week, but we're going to let you guys go. And so thank you for following us.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No.
Geez, what she said, what she said. And so we will put this episode out, and I hope you guys enjoyed another episode, a couple call to actions to think about when you go on medical journeys and teacher back to school journeys. And if you need me to do anything as far as back to school and or medical, just let me know, you guys. I can guide you through the medical process and teach you guys how I did it and teach you guys how I'm still standing. And so we're going to let you guys go, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye, you guys.
Bye.